and language of the bold new normal. Let's dive in. And we're going to start right here. Anyone who's been at the conference in the last couple of years has seen this map before. Do you remember? Who in this room remembers this map? Who? Hey, Ohini, you don't remember? Ohini is diehard, though. He will WhatsApp me before this thing and say, I'm coming. Okay, so what does this remind you of? What does that map, what comes to mind? Yes, everybody says chocolate when it comes up, right? Everybody says that. Okay, so I decided to change the map because I thought you guys had seen it before, so I won't bring the same map. So I changed it to this, which is rather boring and plain. But we're going to play a really quick fire game, really quick. No speeches, no lectures. If I call your region, you tell me one great cultural fact about it. Cultural, one, that's it. Quick sentence. Ashanti.
Thank you very much, Lucy. To talk about the culture of Ghana is to actually practicalize what you just did and how you've helped all of us here together. Let's talk about hospitality. That is the culture of Ghana.
Okay, you know, this guy's a very smart guy because everything we said, you'd be pulling him here. He said, culture of Ghana is hospitality. At least that one I can find commonality. But you see the challenge there, right? Because he's described a behavior which is cultural to us, right? Socialization. But it's interesting that depending on who you speak to, some people tell you we're hospitable to people who are not Ghanaians, and we're not so hospitable to Ghanaians, and so on and so forth. So I'm not going to dissect that, but the point of the exercise was to get you thinking about Ghana culturally in the context of the background that you come from. And some people will talk about something they produce, some people will talk about a tradition, some people will talk about a food that they eat, right? And all these emblems and elements are part of what form the culture that we recognize, but bear in mind that we're not homogenous. And that's the thing. So even when people say African culture, I wonder, it's hard to even say Ghanaian culture, let alone African culture. One culture wears black when people die, another culture dresses colorfully because they're celebrating the person. And it's all valid culture. But you see how I'm veering off into the representation of culture. I want us to stay in the conversation about the socialization, because at this point in time, each and every single one of you should have your pen and paper capturing your action plan, because that's what you're here for, to take in all of today and leave it with a plan that you can actually work with. And what I'm asking you to do is think about those things that settle in you unconsciously because they're always around you, you always see them and you always hear them, and ask yourself, what do you need to change about that? So I'm going to ask a simple question. This morning we heard Fear Woman. Who wants to offer a counter to Fear Woman?
In one sentence, Lucy, that will be value women. Value women.
I love that, right? And by changing Fear Woman to Value Women, you suddenly change your perception and behavior towards women. So guys, that's a concrete example of challenging unconscious socialization. You didn't write the Fear Woman. In fact, it wasn't even read to you. You just saw it written somewhere. But the moment you took in that phrase, are you going to have that reaction and go, Fear Woman, dear, why? Or are you going to go, I'm poor? Hey, what some woman did? That's a choice you're making in the moment. What aspects of culture are you willing to challenge? Because we know there's so many great things about our culture, so we're not going to go back over that. But we also know that when it comes to creating prosperity, you heard a lot from all of your speakers today. So either it's a net new idea, or it's something, then when I mean net new, I mean something you heard for the first time today, or something you knew already. What would you challenge about culture that you think does not serve your interests? Remember, this page, we're only talking about you. Forget about all the people around you, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your children. You. What are you willing to challenge about the culture around you. The people who achieve the things that you want to achieve, do you think they woke up in the morning and said, I cannot come and kill myself? They had 100 tough days, went to bed, slept, woke up, and did it again. But the language you keep speaking to yourself will determine whether you're going to go to a day 101 and beyond. Right? If you were here 2 years ago, you'd have heard Moses talk about the start of his company. And those of you who know him, you see him now, big conference, this. He talked about walking around, briefcase, office to office. Office to office. The beautiful story she told, she didn't tell you the one where he'll go and sit in the office and they'll look at him like this small boy from where he thinks he can do Obroni things. That's exactly what they were thinking. So you have to have the ability to really question yourself, your language, the things you say, the things that you think are normal because all of your friends said it. So Rachel is going to stop saying, it's hard, it's not easy. I said faith it till you make it. Yes, absolutely. Because that's what I believe. I'm not going to tell you I'm going to fake it. I'm going to believe intentionally that that's where I'm going to go to and repeat faithfully that I'm going to get it. So that's a good example. Does anyone have another example?
Befa.
A befa.
It will happen. Yeah.
It will happen. Instead of it's not easy, a befa, it will happen. You know, and just that simple act of say, even on a day when you're feeling like, Charlie, I'm tired. It's not easy. If you switch I'm not easy to a befa doesn't mean afa and it doesn't mean it's happened today. But it means that you are determined that at some point it will happen. When we go to family meetings, in my mom's family, just I'm picking one, what do you think happens when I'm there? What do you think happens?
Well, in your mom's family, where you have your aunties, everyone who is there, I'm sure you won't be expressive as you are here.
I don't say a word.
Yeah. Yes, you won't say a word, Lucy.
Right? I don't.
Yes.
So think about that. All you amazing people are willing to come and sit here. And yet I'll go to a family meeting. We could be discussing something really important. But because of what we're calling culture, loosely, I don't have a voice. And I will wait to follow the order of things. I will wait to be spoken to. Wait to be told what now we're the children. We used to be the grandchildren, but our grandparents have died. So we've gone up a level in the stakes. Now we are on the children level, and my mom, them are on the parents level. So now they are the chief mourners and things. But do you see what we do to ourselves culturally? Right? You have people who other people are willing to engage, support, learn, work with. And then in our own families, the hierarchy will say, Madam, okay. Now, when I'm not taking away from the fact that having an elder as a custodian of the family is a good thing. We do need those custodians. But back to the points we made about leadership this one, we also need those custodians to be willing to open up and take in ideas, right? That's what we should, when we talk about evolving culture, yes, somebody has to be the leader, but the leader has to be willing to get ideas from sources that are valuable to the family. So now let me go back to your question about education. If I was a teacher, don't assume, Lucy Quist, anything you know about me, just the family construct that I've come from. There's a hierarchy. I'm the granddaughter. I don't speak unless I'm spoken to. I sit down. Whatever the elders decide, that's what we do, and we do it, even if I have an idea. And then I'm a teacher. How do you think I'll behave in the classroom?
It'll be same. You would push it to the students. I mean, if you would wait for them to get information from you before you give it to them. Like the same structure in the family, you bring it to the class.
Because I understand hierarchy.
Yes.
So that child sitting in front of me, I don't want ideas from you. I want you to listen to what I said, memorize it, and then tell me back what I said. I want you to mirror me because I am the one, the authority here. So a lot of the time, back to the question you asked, what we describe as a problem with our education is actually a culture, social, language problem.